everybody. I'm rguignard on xjtalk. My first name's Rene. This is my Jeep. It's a 95 4.0 automatic 242 transfer case, 3.5 inch rim, 31 1050 tires, locked in the rear, homemade bumpers, rock rails.
Yeah, you actually made these bumpers out of this scrap, right?
I actually made the bumpers totally out of scrap.
How'd you come up with that color?
It was either that or orange.
I think that looks better on the color of your Jeep.
Yeah, I like the green. I went so far as to even have my stickers made in the same color green.
Yeah, I was really impressed.
It was really cheap if you really want to know the truth. Hey y'all, be careful.
And you got a inexpensive winch, which is what a lot of people go with.
Got an inexpensive winch, and I've wheeled it hard and used it a lot. That thing has been probably used my winch more than most people ever use theirs already.
And you haven't had any issues. It's a Smitty built, right?
Smitty built, 8,000 pound winch. It would pick this Jeep up, no problem. Homemade winch mount too. So.
Well, of course.
And I even went so far today to make a remote control for it. So yeah, this is it's working out bumper.
Yep.
It's nothing as pretty as the front because we never got finished with it because it got hit by a Toyota.
But it's field tested then.
It's field tested. It's real field tested.
Yeah,
Totaled out of Toyota.
You were actually totaled on this, and you were able to just keep driving.
It was totaled out by Geico Insurance, and I drove it home as you see it. And I've done nothing to it except for add more stuff with the money.
Right. And you got the wheels recently.
Jeep is awesome.
Yes, just put the wheels on it.
So I see you got a, was that a 48 inch?
48 inch high lift.
High lift.
And I got sick of it falling around, moving around, so I welded me a little bolt on here and put a nut on it so it doesn't move anymore. But it's
Sure,
perfect.
yeah, sure
right
looks
there.
like it fits. Did you just go to the 48 inch just because you got a good deal, or?
I've had that for about 15 years. That's why I went with 48 inch. I'd actually got it for another four-wheel drive back when I had Chevys.
Right, I was thinking probably
yeah.
a larger vehicle.
And then I just kind of always kept it with me. Whenever I've sold my trucks, I've always kept it.
Well, I know you mentioned you got a mess here, but what all are you carrying for recovery? That might be a good thing to...
A couple straps, which I used a couple weekends ago, so I never got a chance to clean up the back of the Jeep much. Got to come along before I had my winch. Never know when you might need it.
Yeah, like if you need to go backwards.
Boots, because you never go wheeling without them. You never know when you're going to meet one of the little creepy crawlies.
Right. Or beer bottles.
Or beer bottles, yeah. Of course, full-size spare tires, same size as on the Jeep.
Any plans for a tire carrier or maybe putting something on top?
I wasn't going to, but I'm starting to really rethink my thought on that. I'm thinking about maybe making a tire carrier. I hate them on top because I've already, two times ago when we went wheeling, I ripped my bars off of my roof rack, so I don't want nothing else up there. It's kind of already too tall for some of the trails we've been running lately.
Right. And you got rock rails, homemade rock rails, right?
Homemade rock rails. They're fully welded to the frame, two different places. I'm still going to add a couple more braces to it. I just don't know where yet. I made them myself. I made mine, but I'm not happy with them. I kind of...
Really?
Trial and error. I need to put something out a little bit further because I'm catching body panels if I get too close to a tree now. Both of them are from being too close to a tree. And it's only because the rock rails don't stick out. I needed them to be another probably 6 inches out, and it'd been great.
Right.
That I will add a bar to them. But I do have recovery points front and rear.
Right.
I made my own skid plate for transfer case.
And you opted not to go with any boot covers?
No, I didn't do boot covers. I've had boot covers on every one of my vehicles, and I had problems with the shocks rusting. The shafts are rusting.
Holding water or holding mud and stuff in there that would hold the water. So what are your future plans for this? Anything with the engine? Anything interior?
Well, I've already got the 2.5 inch exhaust, or 2.25 inch exhaust all the way out, Flowmaster muffler, fresh air intake. I'm not going to say cold air. There's no such thing underneath the hood.
Right, no there isn't. Which one did you go with on the fresh air?
Made my own.
Okay.
Future plans, right now I'm going to make a stinger for the front bumper. I'm not happy with the way it's turned out yet. Still got some issues I want to do to it. And And I'm probably going to, when these tires wear out, I'm going 33s.
Yeah.
And whatever touches, I'm cutting off.
Yeah.
And so basically my fender flares are history. And I've been real lucky. I actually welded the rear end in this, and I was told, you can't do that with a Dana 35. You can't do that with a Dana 35. Living proof, you can do it. Living proof, you can drive them every day without any kind of sway bars. That's probably one of my next upgrades. I want an 825.
Yeah.
Probably not going to go Dana 44 or nothing big like that, but 825 and
So I heard you talking about pool noodles earlier. Is this one of the
yeah, that's the pool noodle.
one of the uses of a pool noodle?
Sure is. What's coming in?
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's the use of a pool noodle. And I will say that went all the way to New Zealand. We actually have somebody in New Zealand on xjtalk that is using pool noodles just like that.
Yeah.
It's funny because I have this side without the fender flare, the other side has the inner fender flare, but it's going to come out too. It's rubber, so I'm going to have to pull in. And I'm going to pool noodle the other side as well. All the pool noodle does is keep the dirt from building into the door hinges.
Yeah, I noticed that on Scott's. I was looking at his. He needs something in there. Was there anything else you can think of?
Nothing right now, but I'm sure there will be more as it goes.
Did you mention how many miles you have on this?
Almost 300,000 miles are on this Jeep.
And of course, you bought it recently, like within the last year, right?
I bought it in January. I believe it was in January I bought the Jeep.
And it's running strong, no issues?
Got a little bit of an oil leak that I got to fix, but it's typical.
They all do.
Yeah, they all mark their territory a little bit. And this one actually, the typical oil filter housing leaks.
Right.
That's the only leak that Jeep has. And I did have to put a transmission in it already.
Right.
But now 300,000 miles, imagine that.
I think that's about what I've read is about the max on the AW4 transmission. So.
And I did have to put a transfer case in it,
right.
But that was because of lack of fluid.
Well, things are going to happen, but I mean that's a lot of miles.
Yeah, 300,000 miles. It's starting to show a little bit of its age. Getting some bushings I'm going to have to replace before long.
Oh yeah.
You know, just typical little stuff. So far, I mean, I'd hop in it right now and drive to California. Never even think twice.
The 4.0s have a tendency to run hot.
This one so far, knock on wood, has been great. It runs around 210 all the time. Actually, it runs just a little bit below 210, but I did add some spacers between my hood and my hood latch.
Okay.
I mean, my hood hinges.
Right.
And I did. There's a little piece of there's a little piece of rubber back here that you have to remove to do it. But
okay.
I actually have.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't mind the way it looks. You know,
I didn't know.
So
I didn't notice it.
Yeah, well, that should tell you something. And it actually made a difference.
So basically, you remove the seal.
Remove the seals.
That goes between there.
Now I didn't bend down. There's a little lip in here. I didn't bend down none of my lips or nothing.
Right.
So it still does have. When it's closed, the water will run to the side instead of running all in the back of the motor.
Right. Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.